Do you use your Gelli plate to make collage paper? Have you tried it with leaves? Today I'm going to experiment with some leaves on my Gelli plate and see what results I can get. I'm Pat from Scrivener Art and Design on Vancouver Island in Canada, and I love sharing my knowledge and helping you on your creative journey. So let's take a look and see what I got up to. I'm going to start by applying some metallic gold. This is just Liquitex Basics, using a brayer. Going to clean that off on a piece of butcher paper here. It could become collage paper. Got some grasses. So I don't have any medium in this, so I'm working fast. Some smaller grasses. And I'm going to use some tissue paper. Just lost that one. I'm just going to take a ghost print with this. It doesn't have much paint left on at this point, so just trying to clean this off. Yeah, so what's left on there has kind of dried. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a dark color on there. So I think I'll try this dark anthracnone blue. That should look good with the gold. Black would be another option. But for this one, I'll try the blue. And I just gathered a few ginkgo leaves from my garden. These are almost finished. Big wind the other day pretty much blew everything away off the trees, so just gathered a few off the ground here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this and overprint it. Okay, interesting that the paint, this fluid paint, bleeds through the tissue. Okay, I never expected that to happen, but that's how you learn. So I'm going to try it again on the ghost print. I wasn't able to press it down too much because it's so wet. I don't have a Baron, but I'm going to try with just the brayer. Okay, so that came out more interesting. So get these off. And take this piece of tissue. That's cool, very cool. And just use this to clean up any residue if I can. Oops, I had two pieces on there. Okay, that's interesting. Here's an old cookbook I have, very old, from Pioneer Days, Doghouse Cookies. So I'm going to just use this to clean my roller. So I've started with a gold metallic again from the Liquitex Basics, and I'm going to put down some of these nearly dried grasses. Reuse some from before. And this time I'm going to use some rice paper. Not quite as big as my surface here. Got a little bit of blue from the previous one. Pull that up and pull this off. Just use a piece of tissue and try and get that edge to lift. Okay, got some of it. So the next thing, I'm going to try the dark again. Maybe this time I will try black. Quickly put down my leaves. Okay, see if I can pull another one on this. Not as interesting. I think I'll take this off on the tissue. Okay, that did a really nice job of the ginkgo leaves, and there's a little bit of metallic showing in there, which is quite interesting as well. I feel like these need another layer. I think I'm going to use some teal. This is golden teal fluid paint. Trying to preserve some of the writing underneath on my cookbook here. This little button leaf. Okay, I'm worried it's going to get too dry, so I'm kind of rushing. Okay, some of these aren't really flat, so interesting. I think I'll use the tissue again. Try and take off more from the edge. So that has some subtle marks. It'll need a few more layers to get interesting. So I think what I'm going to do with this one is use a stencil maybe. So a contrasting color, be orange to that teal. Some little bit of vegetation on here. Okay, I have a few different things, and I can't take too long to decide. Okay, let's go with this one. So I like these stencils. They fit right on the 6x6 Gelli plate. And My bigger jelly plate has gone missing in my studio. Yeah, so you can quickly build up some interesting collage paper as well. In a side piece. So dictionary pages work well, magazines, telephone books, so many different things you could try. Okay, so I think I will pull this off on this one. Build up some more layers. That makes it kind of fun. So I feel like doing something again, if I can do another run with those ginkgo leaves. So want to work slower, you can add some open medium or work with open acrylics, or add some types of medium. The open medium does work well. So let's see, what was I going to do that on? I'm going to try it, maybe on this orange one, orange and black. So this is tissue paper. So that's kind of fun. I'll maybe try and pull up another ghost print on this. Okay, take these off. Now normally I would have a bunch of foliage, but I just grabbed a little bit here to experiment, and it's really at the end of the season. I meant to do this much earlier and I just didn't get to it. So in the hopes that I could grab something, I think I'll overprint. I just ran out and grabbed a few things from my yard from the big windstorm. Again, this is on tissue paper. Okay, so I'm going to use some more of this blue. I overestimated the amount of paint I needed. I think this is a piece of Terra skin that I had cut a bunch for something. I've got two dirty brayers going on here. Oh dear. Okay, so okay, these are a little bit lumpier, but that looks interesting. I'll just pull that off with a piece of tissue. And again, it's pretty wet. But it's fun. It's got some interesting shapes happening in there. Let's pull another one. Try to clean the plate off. There we go. So I'm going to put some Titan Buff over top of this one. And my brayer was dirty. This is heavy body paint. Takes a little bit more work to get it leveled out than it with the fluid. So I've ended up making something quite gray because my brayer was dirty. So kind of a greeny gray because it had blue on it, and then a Titan Buff is kind of like yellow on it. So let's try using these one more time here. So I'm going to go on this darker one. And just rub that down and see what comes up here. These left some of their marks, so I'm just going to pull another tissue off here. And so that ended up being quite interesting, very subtle, but some interesting marks on it. That may not have been enough. So what I want to try and do is overprint my ginkgo, black ginkgo leaves here with another layer of ginkgo. These are still wet with black paint on them. So this is on the tissue paper. Okay, that has some really nice interest. And I think they're just about well used. So I think I'll overprint on here with these ginkgo leaves. Yeah, interesting. So let's take a look through these and see what we have. So this is on tissue paper with the ginkgo leaves and some grasses. This is just one pull. This, yeah, it's not that interesting. This is on rice paper, so it's a little heavier. I could print over that again. This has some transparent areas in it where it's not printed. This one I feel is needs more, or it's not that great. Pattern and leaves. Again, this one I could print over. Again, this one is very subtle. Just the ghost print of the ginkgos, which could be fun. And I like that. It's fairly simple. Again, just one pull. This one is quite nice with the metallic and the black together. And this one is very subtle with different shapes in it. I like how those little buttons worked. So a few different ideas. Was just something that I was interested in trying a little bit today, and having a little bit of break. So here's the beginnings of the collage paper in this cookbook. I hope that gave you a few ideas and you will try some of these things out yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and happy creating!